TV star. From Philadelphia to Hollywood Boulevard. This ain't no music video. Oh, 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 take my hand, we'll go.
Okay, we're back. Author Bill Konigsberg is one of the few openly gay male writers in sports media, writing for such publications as the Associated Press and Out magazine. He actually had the courage to come out on the front page of ESPN.com in an award-winning article dealing with homosexuality and sports. These days, he's using his talented skills as a fiction writer with his new novel, Out of the Pocket. And although he couldn't be here tonight due to conflicting schedules, I caught up with him a few days ago at Giovanni's room. Take a look. All right, so I am here with the fabulous Bill Konigsberg. Yay, I did it right. All right, awesome. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Good. Thanks for talking to me. Do you get treated differently, being in the sports arena, like the sports writing arena? I got to tell you, like I make the analogy of, like, I'm a big poker player, which isn't necessarily a gay guy thing to do. And it's a guy, yeah. And when I play poker, I mostly play with straight men because a lot of gay men don't play poker. And I'm always viewed as the weaker opponent because I'm gay. And I was wondering, like, are you viewed sort of maybe like a little bit of a weaker sports writer just simply because you're not straight?
I'm not sure whether I am or not. Sometimes I think that too. I run that little narrative in my head, like, what are people thinking about me? Best thing for me to do is forget about it and just, my motto on all of this is, your opinion of me is none of my business. So I mean, if basically I'm treated like a professional, if I'm treated well in that way, I don't really care too much about what's going on in other people's minds, and I think I'm treated pretty well.
Yeah. Okay. So no one's ever said anything to your face or whatever.
Occasionally I'll get something. I mean, I've had some comments. I've had people say things that are monstrous to me, but that's just the world we live in.
Right. Right. All right. Okay. So is it a huge leap from, writing for a sports column to a fiction novel? Like, I would imagine it's a 180 sort of.
Yeah, it's like it's different muscles, it's different it's everything is different about it. I mean, when I took the job at the AP as a sports writer, my boss said to me, "This is going to make you a better writer." And she was wrong about it making me a better fiction writer, first of all. I mean, it's just like, it makes you more concise, which is good. Okay. But fiction is a completely different world.
Yeah. So, for my viewers, can you tell us what it, basically what it's all about without giving it away?
Okay. Out of the Pocket is about a 17-year-old high school football player from Southern California. His name is Bobby Framingham. And Bobby is coming to terms with being gay with himself. And the novel is about his senior year of football when his whole coming out process gets taken out of his hands, and it becomes, whereas he had thought he was in control of some things, the news gets out and it becomes a big story beyond him, and so he is forced to, the metaphor is scramble out of the pocket. He is no longer in his safety zone, and it's that's what it's about.
Right. So like someone outs him in high school kind of thing? Or?
Yeah, something like that. Okay. So he is outed, but because who he is, he's not just a high school football player, but he's a highly recruited by colleges football player. It becomes a big national story.
Where did that come from? Like the inspiration, or what did you draw from?
Well, some of it came from my own experience of coming out in the spotlight, because when I was working at ESPN, I came out nationally by writing an essay in which I basically talked about being gay for the first time as a professional, and that went on the front page of ESPN.com. So a lot of the stuff about being openly gay and in the spotlight comes from my own story. But in terms of the football stuff, I was drawing on some people who I've known in my life. One guy is Ed Gallagher. He played for the University of Pittsburgh, in fact, in the late 70s. He was a defensive tackle, very good ball player, and he started to realize he was gay. He didn't come out, but he began to have his first experiences, and he could not reconcile being gay and being an athlete, and he tried to kill himself. He jumped off a cliff. So it's a really tragic story. Wow. but he survived, and he became a big gay advocate. And while he was paraplegic the rest of his life, he passed away a few years ago, which is very sad. I so much wish he had been around. He was a friend of mine. I wish he had been around to see this book. I mean, he really helped a lot of people, and I think that this book would have made him very happy.
Wow. Do you see in our lifetime, like, you know, NFL players coming out, or?
I do, but not quite the way that everybody thinks that we will. Like, everybody has this idea that it'll be after the Super Bowl, and, you know, Tom Brady will be, you know, he'll kiss his secret boyfriend on TV, but no, that's not going to happen. So what's really going to happen is going to be this younger generation, these kids, like kids who are in high school now. Somebody's going to be playing ball and come out in high school, and they're going to be so good that they'll wind up going to college, where it will be, you know, difficult for them, but they'll still do it, and then they'll just be drafted into the pros. So that's how I believe it'll happen. It'll be, you know, years from now.
Yeah. Okay. But in our lifetime, I would say, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it almost has to start in high school, right? It almost has to start, because then it becomes nothing, and they're just gay, and they're in college and they're gay, and then they're pro and they're gay. Yeah.
Well, absolutely. And also one thing goes away if that's how it happens, and that is the idea that this person has kept a secret or was being, you know, deceitful in some way. That issue goes away, and that's an issue in the book where my character Bobby has to deal with the fact that his teammates, whatever their feelings are about gay stuff, they also feel that they've been deceived, and that's a really valid feeling.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Is there a contract that NFL players sign? Do you know of any? Like don't ask, don't tell kind of thing?
No. I think that story would have been big. Somebody would have leaked that out. Okay. Yeah, okay. I don't believe so.
Okay. So what's coming up? You're writing a second book, maybe?
Yeah. In fact, it's coming out it won't be out until 2010, which sounds like a long time from now, which it is. But my book comes out. It's called, the title at the moment is Not Exactly Hank. And it's another book that involves actually cards. You just mentioned poker. Football and poker are sort of big parts of that book. Yeah.
Okay. And so where can people pick up the book? Here.
Well, they can buy it here at Giovanni's Room, and that's they've really done a nice job of keeping the book stocked. So, you know, come on down here. You know, it's available everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Amazon.com and on your website, or
You can go from my website, which is BillKonigsberg.com, to all sorts of places where it's sold.
Right.
So.
Okay. Bill Konigsberg, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good job. All right, after another short break, Evan Urbania from Independence Business Alliance. We'll be right back.